thank you so much for talking to Covai Post, ma'am.
My pleasure.
You are a stickler to rules. You adhere to the constitution. You have the grit and determination. Is the 39 transfers or 40 transfers in a span of 18 years the price?
They are a price, but I don't allow that to bog me down.
Okay.
Because my worldview is a bit different. I feel the transfers are part of government job. I've told it 100 times already by now. And wherever the government posts, we should be ready to go and serve. As long as we get our salary, what is the problem? So I don't think that's a problem. But yes, it brings down morale to a great extent. But then you can do good work wherever you go. And look at the advantage. You go to so many places. You learn new things there. You allow your personality to bloom, and you become a full rounded person. You go to many places, mix up with those people. So there is an advantage also. But then yes, the department will suffer, because with frequent transfers,
yes,
that continuity of work goes. And unfortunately in our country, everything is person centric, officer centric. If the officer goes away, the projects that he has taken up will not be pursued by the successor. So there lies the problem. Yes.
Okay. So have you any time felt that your superiors, who are supposed to stand by you at the time of during bad times, have given up on you?
Generally in bureaucracy.
More because of pressure.
No, I didn't have any expectations from anyone.
Okay.
So without expecting anyone to stand by me when I do things, I don't feel anything, even if nobody supports. But yes, when I gave this jail report on special privileges to AIADMK leader Sasikala, the whole fraternity, my colleagues, they watched with silence, with bated breath as to what will happen now. They were, maybe some were appreciative, heart in heart, never expressed, and maybe they thought, let us see, wait and watch, curious whether she'll suffer now or what will happen to her. There were some people who said, of course, some among the general public who don't understand so much of the bureaucratic things, they said, Mannargudi mafia will not leave you, be careful. And there were some bureaucrats who said, somewhere in very subtle terms, they said, you have upset the government, so now the government will not leave you, will not spare you. But I was confident that I have not acted anywhere beyond rules. Even when I spoke and made things clear in the media, it was to clear up the air, and in a transparent manner I was giving information. Whatever you can give information by way of RTI, whatever a common man is entitled to know, is all I gave.
Right.
And by acting in a transparent, accountable manner, I believe I've done my duty. So apart, if there's any notice or anything, I will answer. Right now I don't have any. And but I was prepared for the consequences.
Okay.
To take that risk which could hurt my career. I knew it, because sometimes governments go on a knee-jerk reaction. They can suspend an officer who exposes something,
but
because they don't want to.
You came into so much of limelight just because you brought out the corruption. I think that they couldn't have probably done.
Probably. So
because
that worked probably
for me. Because you had the support of the public.
Maybe.
And also, ma'am, did you get a chance to interact with Sasikala in the jail?
Yeah, I've told this. Yeah, I've told this already. I met her once.
Okay.
Only once, because I was in that post practically.
Did you tell her about Did you say that Did you ask her why you're getting so much privilege?
No, I didn't ask so many questions.
Okay.
It was a very brief interaction. See, first of all, I was posted in that post in January, but I was on leave. So when I joined, already a lot of time had gone by, and I was there practically for 17 working days, a little about less than a month, taking all the holidays into consideration. So during that time when I visited, first time I visited the jail, I didn't pay her a visit because I didn't want to give a wrong impression to the other inmates or to the officers there that a new officer takes charge and first she runs to a person of influence or power. So I didn't want people to catch up with that impression, so I didn't go first time. But then when I heard about this, that is the time when the doctors came and complained, and when I started digging into issues, that is the time when I went, because I had to see, and I saw, and I was very brief. I didn't exchange I didn't exchange too much pleasantries or anything. I think there were 3 or 4 questions that I asked her. I asked, are you learning Kannada? Because somebody had told she's learning Kannada. So I just asked her that question. Then I asked, where have you kept the gods, idols I meant, in the room? That was just a way to know the room better also. So I asked her that. And then I asked, do you do yoga? So her answers were not, she answered me yes and no, nodding her head. It was not any big conversation that I had.
Answer. Okay. So and you have been in so many. You have managed so many positions. So what has been, in your experience, the most pleasant or something that you have enjoyed?
I have enjoyed different posts for different reasons. Now I was posted as SP, head of the Yadgiri district. That was the newest district of Karnataka. I was there in that place for 3 years because there were no takers, there were no replacement. Nobody was willing to come. As a senior most SP, I was put there, and I worked there for 3 continuous years where there was no infrastructure. There was not even a district striking force. Yet I maintained that district quite peaceful. It went on for 3 years, and after 3 years I begged the senior officers, now at least I've completed the term, please shift me. Yet I think it was not happening, and somehow one fine day I was transferred. But there again, when I was transferred, the person who was in that place, I was transferred as DCP, City Armed Reserve. But there again, that person who was there, he went to court saying he had been disturbed. So the government advocate said, you defend your own case. You are also a respondent, you keep a lawyer and defend. So these are the, it was I had to shell out my money, of course, my own personal money to defend this case. The government would not have reimbursed this. But I did that, and but the man lost in CAT. Again, he went to High Court. I said, enough is enough. I have not asked for this post. I've never asked. So why spend money and defend myself? I thought I'll defend myself. So in High Court, I appeared in person, and then a judgment was given that Police Establishment Board will give the postings. So it was referred to them. So like this, so that when I was DCP CAR, of course, in that small period also, I had removed 8 new SUVs kept by an ex-chief minister, which my predecessors had not bothered.
Which you'd spoken about in the head.
Yes. That is also the time when I made a list of politicians who had kept extra gunmen than what they were supposed to. So I removed all of them. They were just kept by word of mouth. They will say to the unit officer, please send, and he will send. So that they had kept extra unauthorized. Even where the authorized is given, I have a feeling that many times this is just VIP culture and eyewash, that's all. There is no specific threat wherever even gunmen are given. Specific threat report means it should contain from which quarter, from which person, for what reason this person has threat. It's a general shoddy reports many a time. You will get to see, they will see the face, and then they'll say, okay, he may be given gunmen, and then he takes 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. Apart from the authorized, there are people who take more unauthorized also. So those unauthorized I had removed, some 216 men I had removed from 82 politicians. So I enjoyed that also. But of course, this jail thing, it was a total different thing, because it involved state ramifications. There was it of course took up.
Ma'am, what is the situation now? Is it still the same? Is she enjoying the same privilege?
Many people ask me this question. I cannot say, because I don't have any information, and because I was there only for 1 month, I have not built up many informers in that department. And prison is a different department. We, of course, IPS officers head that, but the prison is a different department altogether, and I did not know any of the officers there. It was only for that 1 month period that I worked. but I've not built any rapport. So there's no way by which I can know what is happening there now. But of course, there's no need to mistrust anyone who is posted there. They are good officers. I believe they would be doing their duty. But see, I don't, beyond a point, I can't stretch myself, and I don't also. New officers are posted there. I believe they do their duty. Else they will face consequences, or they have to answer their own consigns. I'm interested as long as whatever I have done goes to a logical end. For example, I gave this report. I have asked under RTI, after my transfer, there was a committee set up headed by a retired IAS officer and to look into the allegations. He gave a report. I want a copy of it. I have applied n number of times. I have been denied under RTI. Okay. I applied like a common man. Okay. I was denied. They said it's under examination. After that, the report, or based on the report, the government said, the Anti-Corruption Bureau will take up a case, will register a case. A case has been registered. I've asked the status of the case. They have not answered me. I have asked the government to give me a report of Mr. Vinay Kumar, retired IAS officer. It's not given. They say because the case is there, now we can't give. So I have appealed, and now I've gone to Information Commission. So let us see. So I'm doing it in my own way, because I want to see that whatever I did comes to a logical end. Right. To that extent, I find it's my responsibility to pursue. So
this has happened despite the change of government. So that, which means that obviously, even after the change of government, things have not been taken seriously. Is that the conclusion?
See, I cannot comment on that. I was denied that time also previously the information. And recently also, after the new government took place.
So which means it's status quo, obviously.
And, it has been a status quo. But I don't know what is the role of the political masters in giving me information, because RTI is finally looked at by the officer, the public information officer in that organization. So for whether they have got any instructions from above, I doubt. I don't think so. But this has been the case.
Okay. Thank you so much for talking to Covai Post, ma'am.
My pleasure.
You so much. To get instant news updates, like the Covai Post page. Click on See First to view the news first. Also, in YouTube, subscribe to Covai Post channel to watch interesting news and videos.